President Biden confirmed Russia's use of hypersonic missiles, saying it's almost impossible to stop it. There's a reason they're using it, end quote from the president, Wolf. It's a pretty scary capability.
Former President Donald Trump is available. He's on the phone and he joins us now. Mr. President, thanks very much for being on the show this morning.
This is where Trump says Putin says the N-word.
Hello, Stuart.
I understand that over the weekend at a rally in Florida, you said that it was your personality that stopped Putin invading during your presidency. You want to explain that?
Well, that's very interesting. We start off with that one because if you remember when I was running in 2016, they all said Trump will get us into a war.
Right. It's
his personality. He's going to get us. And actually, now they say it was my personality that kept us out of a war. So I think it was, we had a great 4 years and it shouldn't have happened.
Some NSA guy is saying this is a holy war for Putin. Dude, I don't give a fuck what some NSA guy is saying. And also, it's not even new. It's like, oh, he's guided by Duganist thought. That's why he's doing this. Like, whatever, dude. Fucking. Okay.
Can't think of a better time to get brain rot.
What happened, but it did with the election, and now we have people running it. What's gone on with Ukraine should never have happened.
Well,
Stuart.
President Biden goes to Poland on Friday of this week. Frontline NATO state. What should he do?
Well, it's very late. The cards are laid and the cards are out, and he's got a bad hand. He's given himself a very bad hand. He had a very strong hand before it all started, the strongest. And it should have never started. It would have never, ever started if I were president. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. This is horrible. This is a human tragedy, what's going on. He's now going with a very weak hand, and he is not somebody that really mixes it up. He sits there, and everyone tells him what to do and what they're doing, and he doesn't mix it up. He doesn't. Look, it's very sad to watch. I've watched it. I've seen it. And these other countries are taking over, and they're leading, and we're supposed to be the one that's leading, and they're taking advantage of us like they have. Even our allies, they take advantage of us on NATO. They take advantage of us on just about everything they can, and in particular on trade. I mean, on top of everything else, they take advantage of us on trade, and they're really telling him what they want to do, not what we want to do. So it's pretty sad to watch.
There's this discussion about whether we should send jets, MiG jets, to help the Ukrainian Air Force. Would you send in that kind of help?
Well, maybe even more, to be honest with you. And I'm the one that would have stayed out. I'm the one that would have stayed out. Let me just explain that Putin is saying things like, don't you dare send anything in. In the meantime, he's killing thousands and thousands of people. So he's acting like we're an aggressor if we said.
I hope he'll mention his brilliant plan of, slapping on Chinese flags on a F-22. It's so good. I love that. I love that plan. We should do more plans like that.
Some old 44-year-old plane that probably gets shot out of the sky pretty quickly, and he's acting like we're terrible people if we do that. But he's killing 10.
It's pretty funny that he says, like, we're going to send different planes, like newer planes, without even, thinking about how long that training would take place for a Ukrainian pilot to learn a completely different fighter jet. Meanwhile,
there is no defense.
It doesn't even matter because, again, he has incredible ideas like
in the form of a
F-22s slapped with Chinese stickers on them.
Tens of thousands of people, far more than they're reporting. You don't knock down those buildings and blow up those buildings and they say 2 people were injured slightly. And thousands of people are being killed. And when he says, don't you dare do that, and we all say, oh, he said don't do it, we don't want to start. The fact is that what he's doing is a human tragedy. There's not been anything like this, in a sense, maybe ever, but certainly since World War II when you look at it. But there's never been anything like this.
So what do you do now? You said you'd maybe do more than just send in the MiG jets. All right. What more?
What I would do is
It's pretty funny because, like, people say Trump is like Putin's puppet. Trump is Putin's puppet. But then literally saying like Putin is worse than Hitler. But he just said that.
We would do. We have tremendous military capability, and
More like
what we
top of
can
the hour
do
scat
without
break,
planes, to
Mr.
be honest
Creep
with you,
Piker.
without 44-year-old.
I think it's just hard to figure out what Trump's like consistent position is on any given thing. You're falling for his
Hi,
bullshit.
chatters, hi,
We know
chatters, hi,
Moldovan
hi,
Mama
chatters,
Liga. We
hi.
know you are a big Russiagate guy. Because he just says everything. He does. If you play both sides, you'll always come out on top, baby.
9
Like
months
on the
from
one
my
hand, he's
birthday.
like, I love
August,
Putin.
hope
He's
you are
so
having a
brilliant.
great day
I
and
can't
stream.
believe it. It's
Love
so
you,
brilliant.
Tat.
We should do the same thing. We should do the same thing in Mexico. In Mexico. Believe me. Okay. And then on the other hand, he's like, Putin, what is he doing? It's brutal. They're murdering
months time for
civilians.
brain
It's
rot.
worse than what Germany did in World War II. You know?
Jets, what we can do is enormous, and we should be doing it, and we should be helping them to survive. And they're doing an amazing job. But, you know, I was the one that sent in the javelins. I mean, everyone refuses to acknowledge that, and I took a lot of heat. And I sent it in very openly and glowingly, and they said Obama sent blankets and Trump sent javelins. Well, nobody knew how well those javelins would do and how well they. But those javelins that knocked out all the tanks, those were sent by me, and we sent them in large numbers too. I didn't even realize at the time when I sent them. I said, "Man, you know, that's a lot of stuff we're sending, but let's do it. Let them have
Well,
a chance." Who would have thought that they would have been so powerful the way they protected that country? But they need other kinds of help. And one thing I do rapidly is I'd get the oil flowing, because if you reduce the price of oil significantly, that war is going to end. That war is going to end.
Well,
you know the expression, what you need for war is three things: money, money, and money. And if you
Wow. Fucking brilliant, dude. Stunning. Brilliant. Incredible takes, dude. Nobody's got takes like my man, dude. Ah, God, I miss him.
One
bring
year
down
pod.
the price of oil, and you could knock the hell out of the price.
Three things,
I
many,
had it down
many,
to
many.
$1.71 at one point. In fact, it was so low that I was afraid we were going to lose our oil company.
Well,
You got to get that oil down, and if you get the oil down, that war is going to end.
but let me press you again on what extra military help you would give to the Ukrainians. You say you want to do more than just the MiG jets or the javelins. What more?
Well, I think the drones are just as effective as anything nowadays. I mean, they make drones today. We have drones that are just as effective as just about anything in the air, anything you can do in the air. And you can do drones, plus they give back tremendous amounts of information, and the information leads missiles right to whatever the hell target they are, and you don't have to shoot them from Ukraine, so therefore you're being neutral. It's so ridiculous. Look, Stuart, when he goes in and he kills thousands of people, are we going to just sit by and watch? This country will be, in 100 years from now, they'll be talking about what a travesty, what a horrible thing this is. We can't let that, just on a human basis, we can't let that happen. And then he says that they're a nuclear power, but we're a greater nuclear power. I hated to do it, but I rebuilt our nuclear capability like
Oh, he
nobody
hated it.
ever thought even possible. $2.5 trillion in our military, and a big chunk of it went to nuclear and redoing it. We had
Also, the famous,
Ocean
the
fun.
funny quote is about to come, but I have to pee. I'll be back. Hold on.
45-year-old and 50-year-old weapons that we didn't even know if they worked. Now we have brand new stuff that's immensely powerful, and hope to God you never have to use it, because that would be the tragedy of all tragedies. But if we didn't have it, we couldn't talk. But I listened to him constantly using the N-word. That's the N-word. And he's constantly using it, the nuclear word. And we never talk. We say, oh, he's a nuclear power. But we're a greater nuclear power. We have the greatest submarines in the world, most powerful machines ever built, most powerful
Hey,
and they
Chad.
got built under me. Most powerful machines ever built, and nobody knows where they are. And you should say, look, you mention that word one more time, we're going to send them over, and we'll be coasting back and forth up and down your coast. You can't let this tragedy continue. You
Okay.
can't let these thousands of people die. It's going to be hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of people by the time it ends.
Well, let me turn to China. China has a deal with Russia. They'll help each other during this war.
Yeah.
President Biden held this 2-hour phone call with Xi Jinping. We haven't got a transcript. We don't know what threats were on the table, but we presume.
I think I do.
Oh,
I
go
think
ahead.
that
Tell us.
we were threatened by China. I heard that he said, he read a line that they gave to him about repercussions. They gave him a line, and he read it. She's very smart. Okay, I dealt with all of them. I know them all. I know them better than I know you, Stuart, and I know you, and I like you, and I congratulate you on the success of your show because people love your show and they love you. But I know them better than I know you, and
Trump is so not racist, it didn't even come to his mind that the N-word meant something else. In fact, this shows how racist you are for even mentioning it. Yeah, I agree. Donald Trump has never thought about, the N-word being anything else.
we're going to send them over, and we'll be coasting back to built under me. Most power, and you should say, look, you mention that word one more time, we're going to send them over, and we'll be coasting back and forth up and down your coast. You can't let this tragedy continue. You
Okay.
can't let these thousands of people die. It's going to be hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of people by the time it ends.
Well, let me turn to China. China has a
Wait, did I skip it? I couldn't find it. Wait, what? Oh, he's constantly using it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to watch it right now.
11
But
months
some of you are going to
later,
watch the
it's
top of the hour
racism.
ad break instead, because at the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, if you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, as is your God-given right, and all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5, or you can do that for free with a Twitch Prime. Okay? Right. Twitch Prime is free, or you can get gifted a sub. Here's the woman ad break now. Boom. Blammo. Freaking blammo, dude.
Constantly using the N word. That's the N word, and he's
Dude, look at his face. Dude, come on.
him constantly using the N word. That's the N word, and he's constantly using it, the nuclear word, and we never talk. We say, "Oh, he's a nuclear power," but we're a great.
He's like, what?
Greater nuclear power. We have the greatest submarines in the world, most powerful machines ever built, most powerful, and they got built under me, most powerful machines ever built, and nobody knows where they are. And you should say, look, you mention that word one more time, we're going to send them over, and we'll be coasting back and forth up and down your coast. You can't let this tragedy continue. You
Okay.
can't let these thousands of people die. It's going to be hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of people by the time it ends.
Well, let me turn to China. China has a deal with Russia. They'll help each other during this war. President Biden held this 2-hour phone call with Xi Jinping. We haven't got a transcript. We don't know what threats were on the table, but we presume.
I think I do.
Oh,
I
go
think
ahead.
that
Tell us.
we were threatened by China. I heard that he said, he read a line that they gave to him about repercussions. They gave him a line, and he read it. She's very smart. Okay, I dealt with all of them. I know them all. I know them better than I know you, Stuart, and I know you, and I like you, and I congratulate.
Oh my God, dude. My man's just all hits, dude. Okay. Not a single
I can feel
moment
the brain rot
wasted.
setting in.
What the fuck is he saying? He's like, yes, I know you very well. I know him like I know you, and I know you very well, Stuart, and I miss you, and I love you.
congratulate you on the success of your show because people love your show and they love you. But I know him better than I know you. And when they read a line, he doesn't exactly get phased. He doesn't read lines. He gives lines. And I believe strongly that he made a threat actually to Biden, and that wasn't reported. So we should get a tape of the call, just like we did with my perfect call to the president of Ukraine, which is the reason I like him so much, one reason. And now he's proven to be, because he stood up for me with that call. He said Trump did nothing wrong. He didn't threaten me. He didn't threaten me. He could have gone the other way, could have gone woke, like guys like Bill Barr do.
Yeah, dog. I wonder why he didn't go the other way. Maybe because they are beholden to the United States of America, and that their interest completely is unimportant as it pertains to who is president, as long as they're still getting guns. Okay.
Do
you respect?
Threaten me. He could have gone the other way. Could have gone woke, like guys like Bill Barr do.
Do you respect Putin?
Woke Bill Barr. Loves him so much he cut off aid, dude. He didn't cut off aid, dude. He blackmailed, or he basically extorted potential compromising information that he wanted the Ukrainian government to create, or else he would stop giving him aid. He threatened to cut off aid. They never stopped it. Okay? Bill Barr, classic woke warmonger, supporter for Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Well, he's a different person. I'll tell you something. I got along with him. And look, I got along with him loving this country, and he loves his country, okay? But he's a different person than he was. He seems to be different.
Is he sane?
He looks different.
Is he
he's a different
solid
person
mentally?
It just doesn't seem to be the same person I was dealing with. We had a decent relationship. It was very hard because of the Russia.
He's like, damn, bro, Zelensky, you changed up. You fucking changed up, brother. Fame changed you, okay? Volodymyr. Fucked up. We used to be real friends. You're fucking fake friend, dude.
And I told him, I said, it's very hard for me to do anything for Russia and for you to do anything because these horrible, horrible people that are, perpetrating this hoax, the Russia collusion nonsense.
Oh, he was talking about Putin? Oh, I thought he was talking about
12 months, let's go.
I thought he was talking about Zelensky.
Millions of phone calls. I never made one to Russia. Think of it. Millions of calls. They went through the phone records. Millions of calls, not one call to Russia. It was a total hoax. It's come out. And the Durham report, I look forward to seeing more and more of it. I wish it could go faster.
Okay.
But I look forward to seeing more and more of it. But I will say this.
Dude, Russiagate is the funniest fucking boomer bait. It's awesome. It's just like, and it impacts even Zoomers. There's plenty of people even in here that still repeat the Russiagate shit. Whenever I bring it up, people get so mad at me. They're like, "What the fuck, dude? You're wrong. Like Russia totally fucking stole the election." And did it for their homosexual lover, Donald Trump. That's right. Trump and Putin are gay together, and they want to do the nasty. Woo, they want to bump uglies.
We did well with Russia. They didn't attack any countries under us. I'm the only one where that didn't happen. And with Bush, they took Georgia, and they took Crimea with Biden and Obama. And now he said, to hell with it, let's take the whole thing. But even Sleepy Eyes Chuck Todd on NBC said the other day when he was interviewing, I think it was Blinken, he said, how come this never happened under Trump? China didn't do anything. Russia didn't do it. Nobody did anything. In fact, and we got along with North Korea.
I have learned the errors of my ways.
How come none of this stuff happened under Trump? And someday you and I will sit down and I'll tell you why.
How
Wow.
about Iran?
One day, dude. I love him. He's going to tell you one day, dude. One day, I'll tell you why. I mean, it's probably what liberals say, which is you are already giving everything to Vladimir Putin, like everything he wanted, which is not even entirely true. But like, it did seem like for one reason or the other, whether it was because he felt like Vladimir Putin was a strong man and he personally wanted to be just like him, or, charismatic strong man who takes his shirt off and rides horses and stuff, who's like supposedly admired or potentially terrified by his his entire country, or he was like, or he felt like, Russia did help in putting out compromising information. There was definitely a marginal, but still like a boost of support that he got.
Already been a year. Times flies.
For one
Thanks
reason
for
or the other,
enlightening me and
right?
providing thousands
Other
of
than
hours
that,
of
couldn't be
entertainment.
compromat though.
Hassle,
Dude,
hassle.
shut up. No, I don't think there's a fucking piss tape, dude. I can't believe that there are still people been in this community for 20 fucking years, or 20 months, 20 years, 20 months
10 months
subscribers
and no
who
sign of
still
brain rot.
are literally
What's
just
up
like, there's a
with that,
piss tape.
Hasan?
I want to believe it. You think I don't think that that's cool? I want to believe it so bad, okay? I want to believe it so bad. But you are on crack if you think that that is like a real thing that's happening, okay? I was there. There definitely is one. There's a piss tape. I am the P. So,
Hi.
like, that's ridiculous. I think the more realistic reason is the two things that I mentioned, plus on top of that, Donald Trump was still taking an aggressive stance towards Russia, in ways that you don't really get a lot of coverage in liberal media for the most part, but was totally fucking anti-NATO, or not anti-NATO necessarily, but like undermined NATO's main goal, which is, American influence over the entirety of Europe, and that's it. That's why NATO was developed. That's why NATO was created. That's how NATO's been used, and he undermined that. And I feel like he was just basically aware that no such NATO expansion was legitimately going to occur under him. Whether it was because he had assurances, whether it was because he had compromat, like you guys are saying, which I don't think there was, or whether because he just thought that like Trump was a dumbass. He just didn't think that there was any real fucking Ukraine is going to join NATO shit.
Crazy, it's been a year.
Why are you covering for Trump's piss tape? Do they have a piss tape on you too? Yeah. You know what I mean?
At
And the
HasanAbi.
funniest part about it is that, like, they talk about it. Like, liberals say that. Liberals in the same breath will be like, Russia's not acting out of a, self-interest or like a security desire in invading Ukraine. And then they'll turn around and be like, and Russia didn't invade Ukraine under Trump because Trump was giving everything that Vladimir Putin wanted to Vladimir Putin, i.e. not allowing Ukraine to join NATO or even having those conversations at all. So then you can't hold both of those opinions in your mind at the fucking same time because they conflict with one another. You can't say Putin is interested in taking over the entirety of Ukraine and restoring the glory of the USSR because he's a communist or whatever, and then simultaneously say Trump gave everything to Vladimir Putin, everything he wanted, and that's why he didn't invade Ukraine. Putin just waited to see how far Trump can burn NATO so the invasion is less risky. I mean, wait, what? Come on, Moldovan Mama Liga. Like, I hate to fucking give you a hard ass pill to swallow, but like, NATO's not coming for you either, brother. Okay? Just like NATO wasn't coming for Ukraine. What do you mean? Like, is NATO in Ukraine right now? Are NATO forces in Ukraine? Are they defending it? No. So what's up?
We are told that we're going to be signing an Iranian nuke deal any day now. I'm sure you oppose it. You took us out of the nuke deal. What do you think happens just a few months or year down the road if we go back into that Iran nuke deal and they get a chance of a
I
bomb?
love this community so much.
Well,
Here's
it's
to
the end of
14 months
Israel
and
if that
counting
happens.
hassle.
Israel is, I don't think Israel could actually let it happen. It is the worst deal. And also, you're going to see nukes all over the Middle East, and everyone else is going to get them too. It will be the end because if they have them, Saudi Arabia is going to get them, and everyone else is going to get them. And how can you tell them not to do it?
So why is Biden doing it?
Because he's stupid. Okay? Because he's stupid. And because they're stupid. And they shouldn't be in power anyway. But they're destroying our country, and they may ultimately be responsible for destroying the world.
What are you going to do if there is a nuke deal with Iran, as looks
So
likely?
I
What
did,
will you do? What will you say?
I did many things for Israel. I was the best president ever for Israel, but I do for this country. But Israel, the Mount on high, very big deal. 52 years they tried to get. I got that. And, of course, Jerusalem, the capital, with the embassy and all. But the biggest thing I did for Israel was, and the smart people say this, by far the biggest, bigger than the capital, bigger than, moving our embassy to Jerusalem and Jerusalem becoming the capital, much bigger. I ended the Iran nuclear deal. They're now going to go into...
So sick. Peaceful Dove, by the way. Literally undermined probably one of the very few good things that Obabe did was finalize a denuclearization agreement with Iran, which I know goes against the HasanAbi doctrine. I know, guys, you're gonna say, Hasan, how dare you go against the HasanAbi doctrine? Well, you know me. I'm ultimately still an advocate for denuclearization. Okay. And as a foreign policy, as a matter of foreign policy, that was absolutely one of the signature achievements of the Obama administration, just like normalizing trade relations with Cuba or taking steps towards normalizing trade relations with Cuba was another really good thing that Obama did, okay? Literal flip-flop. Bro. Yeah, I mean, yes, because I'm joking when I say every nation needs to have fucking nukes. Okay. Like, I am still anti-nukes. Like, I would like all of the nukes to no longer exist. Just like I would want all the guns to no longer exist. Mount on high, can't that be seen as trying to invoke a religious priority for Israel in geopolitical decisions? Wait, what?
I watch you while I run on the treadmill. Thanks for providing entertainment
to a
during
much
my
worse
long
deal
runs.
than the deal
You
they
make
had, which
10
was
miles
horrible.
fly
One of
by.
the worst deals I've
Also,
ever
hi,
seen. Other
chat, I
than their
love
trade
you.
deals were so bad. We
How
got
long-
the USMCA instead of NAFTA.
How long do you think it would be
Thank you,
before,
Chrissy King Love,
if
for
you were
Shalom
president
time.
and you opened up the spigots and did all the fracking, how long before we get back to energy independence and dominance?
So as you know, because you report all the time, and you did at the time, you made a really big deal of it, which I appreciate. But we became energy independent when I was president, first time ever. And that involved a lot. But
Come on. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. I want it so fucking bad. Say the oil companies are pieces of shit. Oh God, come on. Do that thing that you do all the time where you like have like a grain of fucking truth trapped inside of like a mountain of horrendously idiotic populist reactionary fucking takes. Do it. Fucking do it. Come on.
Nobody really understood was we were going to be double the size of Saudi Arabia and Russia combined, much bigger than both combined. And OPEC was, you never even heard the term OPEC during my administration. Nobody talked about it. It was dead.
Less so.
And now OPEC is telling us they're dictating the terms.
It was
and
dead.
We're going begging to OPEC for oil.
The international cartel was just dead, not alive, gone, no power whatsoever. Like absolutely zero things have changed, okay? From the Trump administration to the Brandon administration with respect to how OPEC operates or the profound amount of power that they have, especially because we have no way of controlling our oil and gas industry, okay? We just have no way of controlling our oil and gas industry in the same way that, like,
15 months
you know,
Trump is
Saudi
still
Arabia
being
can
sacked.
control its own production or Russia can control its own production because we don't have we haven't nationalized our extraction industries, okay? So we just literally give money to the oil and gas industries like they're a part of our national arm. We talk about oil and gas as a matter of
Good
defense
day, Hasan, love you.
and how important it is for our national security, and yet we literally allow those corporations to just dominate everything. Fuck.
It's so ridiculous. The one thing is they're going to have to get going immediately, and they can't do that because they got elected with the radical left crazies, and they're so into this climate hoax. And nobody's more into the climate than I am, but this is a climate hoax, what they do.
A hoax?
It's a hoax.
Explain
to
that. A
destroy
hoax?
our country.
It's a total hoax from beginning to end, you think?
Well, the Green New Deal is a hoax. And
Yeah,
this
but
was
what about
created by
climate
somebody
change?
that I don't even think ever took a course in the environment.
Is the
This
climate
is an
not
AOC
is the
deal.
climate changing because of human activity?
I miss Trump's bussy.
In my opinion, you have a thing called weather, and you go up. And
Let's go. Yo. Climate? Oh, you mean weather? Yeah, guess what? Believe me, it's 83 degrees and sunny in California right now. All right? It's called weather.
go down. If you look into the 1920s, they were talking.
It's fucking awesome. It's awesome that we live in this planet because, like, here's the reality, okay? As long as there are enough stupid people, you can just say stupid things and they will believe you. That's just how it is. If you tailor your rhetoric and your messaging to the fucking, to the level of intellect that people have, it doesn't matter. You can always just say, you're a nerd. All these nerds, they're lying about the climate. What about the weather? And it's fucking awesome. It's just like more people will believe you than they will believe the supposedly, gay communist scientists and their, neo-Marxist postmodernist agenda of explaining the pending doom in the form of anthropogenic climate change. It's great. It's awesome. Fucking dope.
Talking about global freezing. Okay, in other words, the globe was going to freeze. And then they go global warming. Then they couldn't use that because the temperatures were actually quite cool and many different things. So now they just talk about climate change. The climate's always been changing. Now, what we want is we want clean air, we want clean water. The biggest misconception, though, is if the United States, let's say the United States was perfect, and they spent 10 times more or 100 times more for their energy than China, India, Russia, all these other countries, right, that are very dirty. Don't forget, when those dirty countries, when those fumes go up into the air, it blows right over the center of the United States, just like they dump their garbage in the ocean.
What?
And you know where it lands? On our West Coast, okay? And
Wait, so climate change isn't real, but if it was real, it's actually other countries doing it and not us. So man-made climate change is not real. But if it was,
11 months. Let's
it's
fucking go,
China
baby.
doing it. But definitely not the world's largest energy-consuming country. Like a country where, what is that fucking meme that I always mention where it's like the average American's fridge consumes more energy over the course of a year than like fucking like developing nations almost. It's fucking insane. Is it, hold on, what is it? American fridge. Yeah, like not in nations, but the fridge, your fridge uses more electricity than the average Tanzanian. Energy efficiency is an important factor in buying decisions about how much does it impact their energy footprint. According to the World Bank, the average U.S. citizen consumes about 14,000 or 13,395 kilowatts per year, while his or her refrigerator draws roughly 500 kilowatts of that total. Now compare that to the total annual power consumption of the average person in Nigeria, Ghana, or Bangladesh. Those figures are considerably less than even the most energy efficient fridge we've ever tested. Like just a fridge.
12 months, baby. Let's Scooby Live me. Chat, I wish you good fortune, Hasan. I
We're
wish you
taking
another
out
house for me.
hundreds of-
You getting rid of your fridge first? No, you fucking dummy. First and foremost, I'm not saying, degrowth or whatever the fuck. I'm simply stating that denying it is fucking ridiculous. And if you want to stop, if you want to change our energy consumption, it is idiotic to assume that you can do that by fucking changing your personal commodity consumption choices. What the fuck is wrong with you? You literally have to use the system, the government, to make these sorts of decisions. Okay? God, you guys are so fucking crusty and annoying. It's ridiculous. Degrowth on a personal, individual consumption level is quite literally, okay, literally made up by the oil industry, okay? Whenever people are fucking advocating for consumer side activism and like changing your individual choices, you're already doing what the fossil fuel industry thought would be a great way to abdicate their own personal responsibility and deflect away from their own, active lobbying efforts that continue our reliance on the fossil fuel industry. But go ahead, yell at me about fucking, a fridge that I have in my own house. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, so dumb.
Thousands of tons of garbage that comes from China, Japan, many, many countries where they dump their garbage because the tides flow right into Los Angeles, okay? And so here we are fighting to have a clean country, but if the fumes are dirty in China and dirty in India and dirty in Russia and other places, with the winds in 3 days, they're right over.
And it's not even the fridge, dude. I literally have a fucking single family home. Like, come on, dude. Where my yimbys at, dude? Yell at me about that. Single family homes are major power sucks. That could have been an entire fucking apartment complex living there instead. And not only are you taking up more space, but you're also consuming a lot more energy in your single family home instead. Like, go ahead.
Of the United States. And this is why it makes us totally non-competitive. So unless everyone's going to do it together, the problem is the green technology isn't powerful enough to power our great plan. So if we want to stop being a great manufacturing capital, let's go green. Let's go to the windmills. The windmills are all made in China and Germany. And, if you're a believer in the whole carbon deal, there's more carbon thrown out of making those things than they can save in 10 years just from making them. The carbon rises up these are massive structures. And then when they rust out and they're gone in 10 years, For certain reasons, it's very hard to bury them because of what they're made of, especially the blade.
Okay.
So, but
What?
the wind is very intermittent. It doesn't work well. And it's the
What?
single most expensive form of energy.
Wait, what? I didn't understand. Did he say disposing of renewable energy like producers is very difficult?
Out and they're gone in 10 years. For certain reasons, it's very hard to bury them because of what they're made of, especially the blade.
Okay.
So, but the wind is very.
Bro, Donald Trump fucking despises wind turbines. It's so funny. Like, what happened? My man is the Don Quixote of fucking. He's a Don Quixote of renewable energy, dude. He's like, every time I see a windmill, I'd lose my shit, okay? It's very scary. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking to myself, this is a big demon. This is a big demon. I need to fight it. The building developer, of course, he hates it.
Very intermittent. It doesn't work well, and it's the single most expensive form of energy. And we have clean, natural gas. We have more energy.
They are an eyesore and a danger to wildlife. At least you have your take hand so your conscience is clear. First of all, no. I mean, I don't know if you legitimately think that or not. Like, no, I think electric vehicles are cool, but I don't think, like, I'm saving the planet by getting a fucking electric vehicle instead of... I'm not one of those people, and I've never been one of those people, so... But... Zoomers in the chat are gonna think Don Quixote is a mafia boss. Well, in some ways he was. I love advocating for the fossil fuel industry and then saying wind turbines cause an immediate, clear, and present danger to wildlife, dude. Awesome. Yeah. Famously. Those birds, they love going on an oil bath. It's like, believe me, it's like you're doing a charcoal mask. These liberals, they love going on goop.com and getting the Gwyneth Paltrow charcoal mask. But when a pelican wants to do it himself, diving directly into the oil spill, all of a sudden, everyone's having a hard time. Birds love oil. They hate wind turbines. It's killing them, but they love the oil. Believe me, folks. I see them all the time. They're going in and dipping their heads and toes directly into the oil.
The other country, and we have clean coal. They have
Dan
technology
Boy
now,
17
coal
big ones, W to
technology,
squad.
which is
Brain
incredible.
straight
It's called
rotted.
clean coal.
SMH.
We have so many things that we're sitting on top of. I call it liquid gold. And our liquid gold makes us more than competitive because China doesn't have that. They have to go and buy everything. We have it under our feet, and we don't want to
Astounding
use it
brain rot.
because these
Decadent.
people, it's not that we don't want to. I think a vast majority of our nation does, but some crazies don't, and they make it very, very difficult, and they make us non-competitive as a nation.
Mr. President, I don't know how much contact you have with Elon Musk. I don't know whether you're in conversation with him or not.
Yeah.
But Biden...
He's a friend of mine. I like him a lot, and I helped him a lot.
Yeah,
I can tell
Biden...
Oh, shit. Yo, that's crazy. Wow, that's wild. He's friendly to Elon Musk and helped him a lot and likes him a lot. Believe me, I love him, folks. He's so big, beautiful.
snubs him. Biden snubs Elon Musk. Maybe it's because his car factories are non-union. I don't know. But Biden snubs him. And I wonder why he does that.
Dude, I swear, if sucking billionaire cock is just the easiest way to become a Fox News commentator, it's crazy. Okay? It's just, it doesn't matter. Critical support to our billionaires, baby. No, non-critical support to our billionaires. It's fucking wild.
I don't think he snubs him. I think he just doesn't have enough hours in the day to call him, which he should. He's a smart guy, Elon. Very smart guy.
Okay.
I think he just...
Like, just basically fucking having this conversation and being like an Elon Musk simp on fucking Twitter, being like, "Oh, Biden is snubbing Elon Musk. Why is that happening, dude? Holy fuck! What a question. Why didn't Trump agree with him? That was weird. Yeah, I don't know why he was being generous there. It's just a brief moment of clarity. You know what I mean?"
Skyrocketing gas prices have fueled a new nationwide